People who want to invest in Dubai, if they're not acting fast, soon they wouldn't be able to afford to invest in Dubai. A ticket to play becomes more and more expensive every day. Hello and welcome to your weekly news dump. My name is Artem, I'm CEO of Akord Properties, and this is your weekly news where we talk about Dubai and Dubai's real estate. Please like this video and subscribe to us, and let's get into the news. This week was pretty busy, pretty fun. I took out my Ferrari for a weekend, and you'll see these in the vlogs and a lot of other places, but it's a great fun. It's a 1993, just like me, and it's a great car. I'm actually in a great mood, actually, because those things, old manual sports cars, which are an actual, workout to drive, an actual experience to drive, and the skill. They just give you all the right emotions to keep energetic, keep having fun, keep enjoying your life, all of those things. And I know I'm going on a tangent about the companies like just running, essentially, things are all right. I mean, I took out my Ferrari for a weekend. Of course, things are not bad, We're getting some inquiries. We're getting significantly more inquiries towards villas now. We are about to start specializing in them, actually. And we have a couple of villa tours. Please watch them. More coming up. We're working with a couple of developers to film more. The issue is with recent floods, a lot of places got flooded. They want to do some repairs. In some places, facades have been slightly damaged, or there was some water and grass. And obviously, for us to film, developers are interested in them looking absolutely pristine. We will not be filming the ones which got flooded completely for a reason of not advising you to live somewhere where it gets flooded that badly. And even then, if you choose those areas, you know what? How many cases do you know when a country would get a year and a half worth of a rainfall overnight? No infrastructure would be prepared to deal with it. It's to be expected, actually, and it's a miracle that some areas dealt really well with it. But let's stop talking flood. Everybody only talks flood for 2 weeks now. One of the news I've seen everywhere being filtered out, talking about the climate change and how that affected the Dubai floods. And sure, fine. I assume they did. I thought that as well. Climate change, I'm not denying it exists and it's a thing. We could argue at length which part of pollution, and if it is a pollution that's causing it more, and what are the top factors we need to consider. But I'm not going to start this argument here. This channel is not about that, and quite frankly, I'm done with the floods.
We're done when I say we're done.
There's almost nothing to tell you they even happened by now, 2 weeks in. Otherwise, market's going strong. Some of that in the news. And mentioning the news, let's get into the news. The first piece of news, which I'm seeing absolutely everywhere, that hit the news space. So we finally got more information and more confirmations about the Maktoum Airport. We got some really cool renders of how it's going to look. The specifics of it having hundreds of gates. I think it's 400. Please correct me in the graphics if I'm wrong. And 5 runways. This will be by far the world's largest airport. And that only makes sense because Dubai is, once again, I'm talking about this, it feels like every week, Dubai is perfectly positioned in a spot where it's great for connecting flights from Europe to Asia, from north to south, connecting Africa to Asia and to Europe as well. And obviously the Indian Ocean and India and all of those kind of areas, it connects to Europe and to Africa. So having this piece of infrastructure for Dubai is crucial. if you look at Dubai's history and how it developed, the current Dubai airport is at the heart of what made Dubai a successful city. If not economically, just symbolically, having this airport for Dubai will be very important, and they're saying that they will move all of the operations from DXB to Al Maktoum, DWC, in 10 years. Although it's Dubai, and let's say Dubai works on Elon time, so let's give it 15. Let's give it 15 for a full, complete move when they're going to close the old airport in Deira and forget about it. But this is the numbers, this is the time frames you need to be thinking about as an investor, right? When we're talking about those Dubai South projects, like Damac Hills 1 and 2, like Emar's Dubai South, like all the new developments in Jebel Ali, all the new developments going this side of Dubai, and all these villas and new city areas. This is what I'm talking about. The whole infrastructure is currently shifting this way, towards the Jumeirah, towards the south part of Dubai. And that makes sense. So people who are in the UAE market, in the real estate game for a while, they all are moving into that space. They're buying out. And it's because they know exactly what to expect. They're playing the long game because they understand it well, and they've seen it happen time and time again. Dubai is very clear and very predictable about their plans. A bit less so about their time frames. But Dubai very rarely gets unsuccessful projects. And given that, people are very reliably investing into the right areas, getting the right returns, and winning a lot of money in the long term. In the short term, the cool thing is they're still villas and they cost next to nothing. In Dubai terms, once again. But you know what? Villa for less than $500,000 for 400K, 350K is an incredible thing, right? Not many places you can get, well, not a villa, but a good, decent townhouse in a nice development. I mean, very few places where it can be had for that, especially connected to the infrastructure which Dubai has and the access to amenities, restaurants, bars, culture, everything really. I mean, I live in Dubai now for a while, and very rarely I lack in anything. I do lack an actual opera, because Dubai Opera does something, it's very meh. But as a person who lived in London and in Moscow, who used to going to Royal Opera Hall, who's used to going to Bolshoi for ballet, my expectations are very high up there for that. So, of course, Dubai is still needing to play catch up in that space. On to the next news. So, for obvious reasons, I'm trying to lose weight, and this news pops up, right? So we having Time Out Dubai have and host their annual restaurant week as a part of larger Dubai Food Festival. It started on Saturday, 26th of April, but we're not too late at all, because this time, for some reason, a week will be 17 days long. Naming obviously doesn't quite work, but everything else does. So the full list of participating restaurants, we will link the article. You can look it up there. If you're in Dubai, make sure to use some of those deals. What it gives you an opportunity to have inexpensive sampler meals at some of the more expensive Dubai restaurants, to check them out, to have access to that if you are on the side of people who can't afford it, or just, have a great discount and have a good excuse to get out to restaurants more, Those are the things that's designed for. Quite obviously, I'm sure you understand it yourselves. And the set menus, they're priced from 125 dirhams. Please give me the dollar amount. I have no idea. And the participating restaurants, I'll go through the list and I'll highlight ones I love myself. So Babushka, of course, great Eastern European, Slavic cuisine. Check it out, they're great. 21 grams, I haven't tried them, but they seem on a cool side. I have heard great things. Roca, of course, Roca. Of course, Suma-san. Check out Suma-san. Love those guys. It's very close to places I hang out, so I've been there one too many times, so you wouldn't see me there a lot lately. I need some break from Suma-san. But I absolutely love the place. It's absolutely worth a visit. Otherwise, Reform Social and Grill is quite great. Rockfish heard great things. But quite frankly, everybody in this list is a very highly reputable restaurant. I at least heard about, I at least know they're in a great location, you know. What could be the worst that could happen, right? You can have average meal in a great place. Okay. I will take it any work day of the week. For weekends, yeah, of course it should be outstanding. So do your own research, please. Otherwise, this is a good excuse to talk about the food festival at large. So there's annual food festival in Dubai going on, and it's there to promote Dubai as a global gastronomic hub, and Dubai is a global gastronomic hub. Nowhere else in the world you'll have so much authentic Eastern and Western cuisines in one place, right? Here you can go to the restaurant, to sushi restaurant run by Japanese for dinner on Friday, and on Sunday, let's say you can go for incredible experience at an incredible French restaurant. Comes highly recommended, Fouquet. Absolutely great. If you're in Dubai, take some time out, visit them. If you're in Dubai, get out, enjoy local foods, check out different cuisines. It's an opportunity for you to find new things. Once again, I'm wrapping it up to explain, to just showcase how Dubai is a great place to be, quite frankly. Yeah, I know I'm a little biased because I live here and I sell real estate here. But quite honestly, I'm excited to live in Dubai. If I weren't excited to live in Dubai, I would move out and do something else. I'm pretty sure I'll find a way to make some money.
Would you like me to lap dance for you?
On to the next news. Let's talk about my favorite developer to be skeptical about, Binghatti. So they have a new press release. So it goes through PR Newswire, obviously, directly from Binghatti. What's happening is they're going to have a sales event launching the first building in the new community adjacent to Dubai Hills. Dubai Hills is an incredible community. I talked about it at length. It's a bar community made for people who permanently or semi-permanently live in Dubai. Incredible place to be, incredible place to live. Whenever I get a family, that's where I'll move in Dubai. No questions asked. So adjacent to that, Binghatti are developing their first master community called Binghatti Hills. Very imaginative, right? I feel like every developer in Dubai should do hills named after themselves. But yeah, obviously I've been a little sarcastic here. But at the end of the day, once again, I have to give it up for Binghatti that they are being ambitious and they are being brave and bold, going, very fast forwards as a brand and as a developer. They also have this focus on greener living, on tranquility, which makes sense. What I assume it is going to be a big rate choice. So if you cannot afford or for some reason cannot live in Dubai Hills, but you need this kind of area and this kind of amenities, you will be considering Binghatti. So quite honestly, this I will be more optimistic about. I'm sure it's their first master community and mistakes will be made. I'm sure there will be some issues with the community. It's normal. Everybody makes mistakes and everybody learns, right? And they will use it as well for learning as well as for business, right? And as long as they are hiring great community designers, right architects, the community will be at the very least competent, and quite frankly, it will be in demand. As long as they're finishing this community, it will be great and it will be in demand. I would still skip on a first launch, have someone else do the pioneering thing, see what goes on with this launch, see how they present the community, what the next launch is, maybe look at first 1, 2, 3, 5 buildings launched, and after that making a final actual judgment. Is it a good investment or not? Start seeing what they're trading, how quickly the off-plans being sold off, what are the payment plans, what is the pattern in which they will populate the community, right? All those are important decisions for you to invest, because honestly, my sound advice, when they launch new community, never buy the first building, because they will deliver it and you'll have apartment in the middle of a building site. What are you going to do? Nothing, frankly. It's not going to rent well. First 2 or 3 years, expect this apartment to be not losing you money, but not making you anywhere near what it should. It is normal. But those first launches, they come with really, really cool perks and really good payment plans to motivate this first round of people, because a lot of people understand what I just said. What I'm explaining right now is not a big secret. I'm pretty sure everybody who invests in Dubai real estate understands it just as well as I do. And that brings me to the thought of what I should have said in the intro. We've been to the Expo City community, and this is a good difference. Look out for the vlog from there and us visiting them. And I feel like I need to do a deep dive live stream on the project itself. But the cool thing is, community is finished. Only things they're finishing in the Expo City community is residential. All the amenities, all the entertainment, all the retail, all the restaurants, all is completed, right? Every road, parking, infrastructure is already there because it was used for World Expo. And now they're just building residential area to be around this area so it doesn't go to waste. And it's a brilliant area. I've been there. I enjoyed it thoroughly. Look into that. Look out for our live streams. On to the next news. This article is summarizing the Q1 of Dubai real estate trade and what happened. Q1 2024, what really we're seeing? A huge increase in transactions still, much less growth than it used to be, so obviously the growth is normalizing, but still it is incredible growth compared to pretty much any other market in the world. I think Manila is beating us, but otherwise, yeah, not many other places. Land department recorded over 34,000 transactions, 20% increase compared to last year, Q1, even given that the whole last month was kind of wasted on everyone. It wasn't much going on because of Ramadan, and then the Eid weekend became a week long, and right after it we had a flood hit. Altogether, that completely erased a month from everybody's life, essentially. So it is very impressive numbers. I expected it to be a bit of a negative dynamics just because of that month. What Arabian businesses claims is the removal of UAE from grey list really helped, and whitelisting UAE. I agree to an extent. That got us a huge influx of European and American customers. I will be not as optimistic as everybody else, but yeah, we're saying what I'm saying, right? Huge growth in demand, massive growth in demand for rental, while, supply for new properties is always limited. You can only build so fast. And that, of course, fuels the growth. Of course, at some point, the market will slightly overshoot and there will be a price correction followed by the next rise. This is how markets work. They go up and down. If you invest, you understand. I'm not going to speculate on the dates and is it a good time to buy right now. It's not the article about that. Although I'll speculate it's still a great time to buy. Very few homes have been delivered this quarter, though, because of all this stuff I have mentioned and a few other holdups in supply chain. So that only fuels the demand for rentals and therefore rising the rental prices and therefore rising the property prices because, you know what? You can rent it for more. It makes sense to buy it for more. That's how maths work. The thing we're seeing, which I would say I would be worried about, is an increase and a pretty large increase in mortgage buyers. So we had a 2% increase in mortgage buyers. It sounds like few, but it is actually a lot for a quarter. Because what that shows is we are reducing the pool of people with funds available to play in this market. And on one side, it reduces the demand, slowing the growth. On the other hand, what you as an investor should understand, what it reduces is a chance you will be able to enter this market. Quite frankly, I hate hard sales tactics, but I'm going to say that once and not mention it again. But people who want to invest in Dubai, if they're not acting fast, soon they wouldn't be able to afford to invest in Dubai. A ticket to play becomes more and more expensive every day. So if you're looking into that, call us, reach out to our brokerage team. We would love to discuss with you. We will guide you through the steps. But yeah, market's going strong. Let's see where it takes us. On to the next news. So this article is talking about the fastest selling off-plan projects, and you know how skeptical I am about offering off-plan specifically to wider audiences outside of talking with specific investors and seeing that they are falling in the category of people who can win and benefit greatly from it. But let's talk off-plan because a lot of people still want to go off-plan direction simply because they want to bet on the future, they want to get something which haven't been done yet, etc. So the first one they mention is Burj Binghatti. Burj Binghatti in collaboration with Jacob & Co. Honestly, talked about it at length. I'm very skeptical about it. Not everything about it talks to me. Not everything about it makes me confident it will be ever completed the way it's presented. It's sold relatively well for the price range and for a smaller developer like Binghatti. It's a tower where apartments start at 8 million dirhams. It's a very tall ask from Binghatti for people to buy that, right? To buy that from Binghatti. It's a high risk and not many people would be willing to take. So I think selling most of it is a great achievement. I'll give them that. I'm not sure how it falls into best selling. But okay, let's say it's all in relative terms and not be too rough and too harsh to Arabian business writer. I'm sure they're doing those listicles with Google research at best. Okay, next one they're mentioning is the whole District 10 in JVC. District 10 in JVC is actually great. It's shown great numbers already. Whole JVC is showing one of the best property growth numbers. I'm always explaining it as a higher risk, lower ticket investment. JVC is not a master plan community, right? It's just kind of a tapestry of developers building whatever they could get there, right? And get permission for. And at the end of the day, it's a little chaotic, but it is positioned really well for commuting, except for not having access to public transport. And it is very affordable, and a lot of people live there and look specifically for residences in there. Not very scenic, not very picturesque, but oh well, you know what? Money talks, and money says it's a good investment so far. So people who entered it won big time on rental markets, on short-term rents as well. And no wonder current investors looking at those numbers, seeing it, are eager to enter those markets and invest into off-plan. Anything in JVC launched by competent developer with good reputation will be sold out immediately, especially studios, especially one bedrooms. Every project we talk with in JVC would tell us, look, we've got studios, 1 bedrooms, 2 bedrooms, 3 bedrooms, but we sold out studios and there's only 2 1 bedrooms left, but you can have all 3 bedrooms you want. Honestly, it just shows you that in those communities it's mostly single urban professionals or young couples without kids living, and this is a very profitable market to rent to. Brilliant. That's what fuels the demand for off-plan, for secondary in this area. Although, I'll be honest, I've seen a lot of people selling below OP at launch, something they bought in JVC. So if you're looking to get off-plan and have it appreciate and sell it off at launch, there's a good chance you're losing money. If you're just investing into that so that your other incomes would produce you with apartment with this payment plan at the end of the building cycle or even post-handover payment plan, and you are planning to further rent it in the future, yeah, I would say it's a solid plan. I would say it's a viable plan. But yeah, JVC is great. What else we've got? Verdana 2. Heard something about it. Not too bad. It's in Dubai Investment Parks. It's a townhouse community. Townhouses are booming. Honestly, if you ask me what I want to invest my money in Dubai, it's townhouses. Align, Tial Al Gaf, the whole Tial Al Gaf is brilliant. Everybody wants a piece. Of course, it's sold out. Al Forjan, Western Al Forjan project sold out quick. Al Forjan is once again very popular residential area. People who live in Dubai for a generation or more absolutely love the place. People who are permanently settled with families in Dubai absolutely love living in Al Forjan. This is one of those kind of out-of-the-way, family-friendly, quiet communities. There will always be demand for that. You know, people will have families, people will live here, people will have kids. Villanova in Dubai land. Heard a lot of noise about it. A lot of people are interested. Good project, I mean, makes sense. But once again, you see the trend here. Except for 2 projects which are outliers, what trending now is townhouses. And that's what we're offering more and more, villas and townhouses. That's why we're doing this villa tours. And I'm actually setting up, as we speak, quite a few townhouse tours, which I want to make before my vacation. So you got some content coming, and quite frankly, townhouses in Dubai is where I would put my money, and I would recommend you put yours. On to the next news. And to finish, let's get some news of the absolute freaking madness Dubai real estate market still is. So we have a new project in Dubai announced in the space of real estate every 18 hours for last quarter. Every 18 hours. And we're aware about most of them. That's about right. I get 1 or 2 new project announcements daily. I need to scroll through. People don't even bother with presentations anymore, and this is a problem. This is a problem. This is why we're not focused on having a lot of young brokers. We're not focused on having crowds of brokers who are easily hired and fired. We're focused on highly skilled brokers and people we grow and develop in-house and teach them and work with them to develop special expertise, because realistically, in a week, in your mind, you can only process 1 project properly to the level where you can advise your clients. So you need to be able to filter them at a minute's discretion. And that's what we are able to do. We have selections of those off-plan projects, of secondary projects, which is an incredible abundance of, where we will find one which are actually the best in their areas and the best in their niches. And that's what we focus on, right? And of course, we still keep a database of everything. We can offer you absolutely anything on the market right now. The only issue is it's very rarely needed to go outside of what we found, because we still consider niches. Unless you are very, very specific in what you need, and there's only a handful of communities in Dubai which provide it, we probably have brokers who studied those projects, which you want to look into, and they will filter out for you all of this base level noise. And this is adding to my discussion, which I'm having all the time. Why do you need a broker in Dubai? This is why. Can you process a new project every 18 hours and then make a good judgment without being in the market for a while? And without having it as your full-time job, your full-time occupation, with training, with constant travel, with constant research, with the team to back you up? No, of course you can't. This is why brokerages exist, I believe. We're not there to sell on behalf of developers. We're there to protect customers from developers, because developers will sell whatever is most profitable. They don't care. You buy from them once or you buy from them twice. There's no such thing as regular customer for them. It is for us. So brokers are your advocates. Well, good brokers are your advocates who will find your best interest in the market, which is oversaturated with abundance of offers and with choice. New real estate projects in Dubai every 18 hours. Please consider that and think, could really an independent person, investor who does it part-time, be able to process it? This is the end of this week's news dump. Thank you for making it all the way through. Once again, I really appreciate it. And once again, if you watched it all the way through, please like it. If you didn't like it, please comment and tell me why. And please subscribe to see more of our videos and press the bell icon to get notified when we release new content. There's a lot more coming up. We're doing those news weekly. See you next week.